I'm Jamar Francis here with
Miss Beck.
and she is here to talk about a fun project she's doing with ninth grade. Would you care to elaborate?
I absolutely would. So the ninth graders have been working really, really hard over the last semester and the last few weeks. We thought that this would be a great time before we get into our next projects on the Microsoft Office that we could give them a little art-infused project. So instead of working on the computers, they've actually had a painting project with the supplies donated from Donors Choose that they've been working on for the last 3 days. So they're creating a mural that represents their advisory and themselves individually as well as their advisor, and then something that includes Black History Month. So each mural will include a quote by a famous person that is African American.
I'm Jamar Francis, and this is
Miss Beck.
and this has been Lighthouse News.
Hi, I'm Shaniqua Jones, and I'm here with Ariana Squared, and I'm asking them about their college acceptance. So, how hard was it to pick your college?
Not hard. It wasn't hard.
What did you look for in a college?
I wanted to not stay on campus, so it wasn't that hard. And then, I'm a 21st century scholar, so I'll be here in Indiana.
Yeah, basically the same thing Ariana was saying. I'm a 21st century scholar, so I wanted to make sure I stay here in Indiana and make sure that it was something that I wanted to focus on, like what I want to major in.
How many letters did you send out?
As many as I could.
Yeah, basically as many, a lot.
Was the college you were accepted in your first choice?
No, the first college I got accepted in was ISU.
Yeah, mine was my first choice. ISU was one of my main ones. So, yeah.
Thank you. Hello, this is Shaniqua Jones, and I'm here with Mrs. Wright. I'm going to be asking her the importance of I-STEP. What's the importance of I-STEP?
It is how the state judges how well our students are doing and how much they've learned this year, and not only how well the students are doing, but how well the teachers are doing, and how much they have taught each student in our school.
Thank you.
Hello Lighthouse, I'm Enrique Romero and I'm here with
Arturo Tapia.
And today we're going to be covering the sports section of the news. First of all, we're going to be going over some NFL Super Bowl highlights.
For Super Bowl highlights, the Baltimore Ravens began the first half with a really impressive first quarter. In the first quarter, Joe Flacco threw a 13-yard touchdown pass to Anquan Bolin. The San Francisco 49ers were only able to score a 36-yard field goal. In the second half, Joe Flacco once again threw a 1-yard touchdown pass to Dennis Pitta, and then a 56-yard touchdown pass to Jacoby Jones. Once again, the San Francisco 49ers were only able to score a 27-yard field goal. By halftime, the score was 21-6 in favor of the Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens kicked off the second half with a really impressive 109 kickoff return by Jacoby Jones. But after the power outage in the Superdome, the game changed completely around, and the San Francisco 49ers nearly dominated the second half. The San Francisco 49ers ran 3 points short with the chance to win their 6th championship.
Also, I'm going to be talking about the NBA All-Stars game. The 62nd NBA All-Stars game will be held in downtown Houston, Texas at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and will be televised on TNT. Joining Kobe Bryant from the Western Conference as guard is Chris Paul from the Los Angeles Clippers and Kevin Durant from the Thunders, as well as Dwight Howard from the Lakers and Blake Griffin from the Clippers. Joining LeBron James for the Eastern Conference at front court are Carmelo Anthony from the New York Knicks and Kevin Garnett from the Boston Celtics. As guards, we have Rajon Rondo from the Celtics and Dwayne Wade from Miami Heat. And that would be all.
Bye, Lighthouse.
Bye, Lighthouse.
We in this thing.
Hello, Lighthouse. I'm Dwayne Johnson here with Miss Kenzie, and today I'm going to ask her a movie question. Miss Kenzie, what was the name of a movie where that was a possessed dog and it was a serial killer?
Is it Chucky?
That isn't the correct answer.
Hello, Lighthouse. I'm Keyshawn Norris here with Mr. Thomas, and I'm here to interview him for our music department, talking about a pop music question. Okay? Are you ready for this trivia question, Mr. Thomas?
So ready for this.
Okay. So, what was Michael Jackson's second best-selling album?
I want to say that Thriller was number 1. It might have been number 2. I'm going to go with Thriller.
You are correct, Mr. Thomas. Good job, Mr. Thomas. Thank you. Bye, Lighthouse. I'm Keyshawn Norris here with
Aaliyah, Chevelle,
Marquisa.
Nia.
I'm here to interview them with hip-hop questions. First question. What was the Eminem album that went platinum in 2010?
It was Blackout.
Y'all are all wrong. It's Recovery.
Oh,
Okay, so what? You didn't know. So what's the Lil Wayne album that went platinum in 2008?
Four?
The Carter 3. Thank you, Lighthouse.
Hello, Lighthouse. I am Dwayne Johnson, and I am here coming to you today with the twins. We are going to be talking about the Lafayette Square Mall and what they're doing there. So what exactly are you guys doing to perform?
We are dancing and rapping.
See, many people can't dance and rap at the same time. So what age did y'all start dancing at?
At the age of 8.
What was the biggest performance that y'all ever did?
The Black Expo performance at the Youth Summit.
Was there like, how many people was there? Like, was everybody there, or was it like a small crowd, big crowd?
It was 300 people.
That's a lot of people. You gotta have a lot of guts to do that. Well, to wrap all things up, they're gonna be at Lafayette Square Mall. Come and support them. You know, we Lighthouse. We gotta be as a family. And that's all we have for you today.
Hi, I'm Mara Mansfield here with Kayla Hicks, and we're here to bring you Indian World News. Starting off with the weather, it's going to be cold and rainy all week. That's it. And so there was a shooting in Chicago. A 15-year-old girl, she was in high school, and she performed in Obama's inauguration, and she was shot in the back of her head and died. And she was with 12 other students, and she took refuge when it started to rain under a building. And an unidentified man jumped the fence, and he opened fire, and then he fled in a stolen car. And while the girl who died, she wasn't suspect of being in any gang affiliations, but there were some kids who didn't die. They were gang members, and so they thought that they were the target of the unidentified man. And it brought up a lot of gun control controversy, especially with Judge Jeanine Pirro, and she brought up she addressed Obama's gun law of banning hand weapons in Chicago, and she said that more people have been killed in Chicago in the last decade than have been killed in the war in Afghanistan. And she brought up a really important note that if we are going to compromise and limit our Second Amendment right to bear arms, that we should also limit our First Amendment right to free speech, because it's the main cause of mental illness, which leads to people creating gun crimes. And later you're going to see an interview that I did on my sisters Samina, Miss Kinsey, and Mr. Elliott on their opinions on the gun control laws.
Here in a minute, you'll see my interview with Chad Jones and Gracie Hicks. I gave them Valentine's Day questions. So yeah, that's it.
Bye, Lighthouse.
Hey, Lighthouse, this is Kayla, and I'm here interviewing people for Valentine's Day, and my question is for Gracie. And her question is, who originated Valentine's Day?
I think it's Christian Saint Valentine.
Correct! Hey, I'm here with Chad Jones, and we're going to interview him about Valentine's Day again. And my question to you is, where was the first place to have Valentine's Day?
In like England maybe? I don't know.
Wrong. It was Rome.
Hi, I'm Mara Mansfield.
Hi, I'm Samina Mansfield.
Today we're interviewing on gun control. So Samina, in your opinion, which do you feel is more dangerous or lethal? The First Amendment, which gives us our free speech and is the root cause of mental illness and therefore leads to more violent acts, or our Second Amendment, which grants potentially dangerous people to own weapons?
I think the First Amendment is more dangerous because everybody can be dangerous with guns, but especially mental people.
All right, thanks. Hi, I'm Mara Mansfield.
And I'm Megan, Mrs. Kinsey.
Okay, Miss Kinsey, if you were Obama, what would you do to stop the crime rate specifically caused by guns and handheld weapons?
Well, I think it starts with, first and foremost, I believe that as Americans, we should still have that right. But I do believe that the process that it takes to get a weapon needs to be a lot longer and more in depth. And I feel that a health screening, especially mental health, needs to be a portion of that screening when you go in and actually purchase a weapon.
All right, thank you. I'm Mara Mansfield.
And I'm Mr. Elliott.
Okay, Mr. Elliott, do you think that we should compromise our Second Amendment right to bear arms for the means of safety?
Well, first, it's interesting interpreting the Constitution. Hundreds of years after it was written, is difficult because you have different interest groups interpreting the Second Amendment in totally different ways. And therein lies the problem with our government currently. You have interest groups like the NRA that are able to essentially buy congressmen in order to get things pushed through Congress that they believe in, which in their case is sticking up for people who own guns and want to continue to own whatever guns they want. So I know that's a long and complicated answer. Bottom line is, I think it's a bigger problem with how our government is run and who has the power when it's a democracy, right? In a democratic republic, the people should have more of a say. And in this issue, I don't think we do. So,
all right, thanks.
And I just want to talk about the kids at Sandy Hook. I am so sad about what happened to them. Now they're up in heaven, 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 heaven. Now they're up in heaven, 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 heaven. December 14th, just another day. I was in class, and then I heard them say, there's been a tragedy, so put down your books. It's time to pray for all the kids that go to Sandy Hook. And that sad man, he must have been hurt enough to make everybody